regular hot dog with relish, ketchup, mustard costs $2.75. So I'm going to write that here, $2.75. Now, every additional topping is 25 cents. So Eva, when she wanted cooked mushrooms, which is an additional 25 cents. And she also wanted cooked onions, which is an additional 25 cents. So I'm going to add this all up here. Now notice, when you're adding decimals, you want to make sure that your decimal point is lined up. Now we're going to add here. Now, if it helps you, you can also put a 0 here and here just to fill that space. So from here we can add 5 plus 5 is 10, plus another 5 is 15. Now remember, each place value only holds a number 0 through 9. So we're at 15. Whoa, that's more than 9. So what we're going to do is this second value here, we're going to put it here, and we're going to carry the first value up to the next column. So we're going to carry the 1. Now let's add down again. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus another 2 is 12, which is again bigger than 9. It doesn't fall into the 0 through 9. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the second digit here, and you're going to carry the first digit up to the next place value. And then from there, you're going to go 1 plus 2 is 3. And you're going to just drop your decimal point straight down. So a regular hot dog at Mr. Rogers' Hot Dog Shack is $2.75. Now with 2 additional toppings, now our hot dog, or Eva's hot dog, costs $3.25. But she didn't order just 1 hot dog. She ordered 4. So there's 2 ways that we could do this. You could say, okay, well, Eva ordered 4 hot dogs. Each hot dog costs $3.25. Now, you could do this. You could make a long addition problem, making sure that you line up all of your place values and your decimal points. This represents Eva's 4 hot dogs, $3.25 plus $3.25 plus $3.25 plus $3.25. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to add this up. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 more is 15, plus 5 more is 20. I'm going to put the 0, carry the 2. Now I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Put the 0, carry the 1. Now I'm going to think about this additional 1 later. I'm going to go 3, 6, 9, 12, and then I'm going to think about that 1 and say 13. And I'm going to drop my decimal point down. So 13. Now, at least for me, there's a much easier way to do this, and it's not through addition, it's through multiplication. So I'm going to take 3.25, the price of Eva's hot dog with 2 additional toppings, and I'm going to multiply it by 4 because she wanted 4 of them. Now, here, 4 multiplied by 5. You might be thinking, oh, that's a little bit difficult. But really, with multiplication, it goes both ways. So this is really 5 4 times. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So I can put the 0, and just like before, I carry the value up to the next place value. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky, because even though we're multiplying, any value that gets carried up to the next column eventually gets added. So I'll show you what I mean. So this is 4 multiplied by 2 now. So the 4 multiplied by the 5 got 20. Now we move on. 4 multiplies by the 2, and it's 2 4 times. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we add 2. So 8 plus 2 we know is 10. So I'm going to put the 0, and then I'm going to carry the 1, which would be 10. So this 4 has to continue to run its course through this top value. So 4 multiplied by 5, we got our 20, which dropped the 0, carried the 2. 4 multiplied by 2, we got 8, but we added the 2, got 10. Now we have to continue on. 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12. Plus the 1 is 13. And then here's the tricky thing. Whenever you're multiplying with decimal values, at the very end, all you do is you count from right to left how many decimal values you have. So here we go 1, 2. So in your answer you go 1, 2, 13. Now you might be thinking, oh, I prefer this way, but imagine if instead of 4 hot dogs, she ordered 37 hot dogs. Now that's a little bit, you wouldn't want to do 3.25 37 times down the page. It'd be much easier to work that out as a multiplication problem. So basically what we've established is that Eva spent $13 on hot dogs, right? But if you remember, she also ordered an iced coffee, right? So, at Mr. Rogers' hot dog stand, Eva spends $20.25. So, you may have heard this before. If you go out to a restaurant, if the service is good, if your waiter or your waitress is good at what they do, then you tip them at the end of your meal. And tip is usually, when we were younger, it was a lesser percentage, but now it's up to 20%. So we've been working with percents quite a lot lately. So I'm just going to write that here, 20%. I think you'll agree we've been doing our foul shooting projects that 20% at this point as a fraction is 20 over 100. That's one way that you can represent 20% as a fraction. I want to represent 20% as a decimal value. So think, this is, how many pennies does it take to make $1? 100, right? So here, just think about it. You have 20 of the pennies that are needed to make $1. So in my mind I'm thinking, okay, well, I could also write that then as a decimal as 20 cents, right? Or how I would write 20 cents. So 0.20. So here, 20% as a decimal value is actually 0.20. I get the bill, or Eva gets the bill, $20.25. She's like, I don't know how much to tip Mr. Rogers. I know I have to tip him 20%, but is that $1? Is it $17? Is it $13.50? In order to figure out what 20% of any number is, all you do is multiply the number by the decimal. So $20.25 multiplied by 0.20. So 0, we'll start with 0. Now remember, we're multiplying, so this 0 has to run its course through this whole top number. So 0 multiplied by 5 is 0. 0 multiplied by 2 is 0. 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. And 0 multiplied by 2 is 0. So what you can take from that, if you've maybe forgotten because we haven't been in school a while, is that 0 multiplied by any number is 0. Now, Audrey, this is specifically where you were good earlier on in the year. Now, when we're working with the 0, we start beneath the 0. But now we've moved on to the 2. We want the 2 to run its course through this top number. So we want to start our next number from beneath the 2 and work over. So I'm just going to put the value of 0 here as a placeholder, right? And I'm going to start 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. So it's 2 5 times. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'm going to put the 0 here and carry the 1. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 multiplied by 0 is 0, and 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Now, we've been multiplying. We multiplied through, we got these 2 rows. This is going to take a lot of practice. At this stage, we add the 2 rows together. We get 0, 0, because 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is 4. Now, like I said previously, at the very end, we've got our final number. At the very end, we count the number of decimal places we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 25 so 20% of 2025 is 4.05. And these 2 zeros aren't necessary to put there. So an appropriate tip from Mr. Rogers would be $4.05.